Okay, this is a week 8 MRS. I'm going to go over questions 1 through 5 on this video. Again, as we go through these, make sure that you show your work for each of these problems. You know, if I'm kind of working out, showing you, guiding you through it, make sure you're showing that work on your review sheet. Also, any word problems, make sure you always label your word problems because those will be incorrect if you do not label them. All right, let's look at number 1. It says Troy had D DVDs. And that letter D, all that means is that there's a certain number, it's a number that we're going to be trying to find. So Troy had D DVDs. His mother bought him 70 more DVDs. Write the expression that shows how many DVDs Troy has now. So for this problem, we're not going to try to solve it to figure out because we don't have enough information. We know that he has D DVDs, and sometimes a lot of times they have X here, so he has X number of DVDs, and his mother bought him 70 more DVDs. Okay, so they want you to write the expression that shows how many DVDs he has right now. So again, he had this number D, this D. That represents the number of DVDs he currently has. And his mother bought him 70 more DVDs. So let's look at this. Kind of going to give you a little hint on how to set it up. So again, we know that he has D DVDs. And that just represents the number that he currently has. They didn't give it to us. They gave it to us in the form of a variable. So that's how many he has right now. His mother bought him 70 more DVDs. So what you have to determine is what operation would we use to find out how many DVDs he has right now. Okay, so that's what this box here. You need to determine which operation would you use. This is how many he started with. He got 70 more. So if we were going to solve this, say for example we had this number, what operation would we use to find out how many DVDs he has right now? Okay? And another way to look at it, let's just make this up. Let's say instead of D, let's say this was 10. So he had 10 DVDs. His mother bought him 70 more. How many DVDs would he have right now? Okay? That may be an easier way to think about it. Okay? So you determine the correct operation for this problem, and then when you write your answer, this is your answer right here with the correct operation. Okay? So you should have D, whatever operation you pick, and then 70, and that's all you need for your answer. Okay? They just want us to write the expression. All right? That's number 1. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 is just a review of something we've already gone over this year. It says simplify, parentheses 19 minus 3, divide by 4 times 7. Okay? So let's look at number 2. So again, just a quick review. Again, when we have order of operations, we do our parentheses first. Then we do our exponent. There is no exponent in this problem. You don't have to worry about it. Then we do multiplication or division. Again, whichever comes first, going left to right. That's what you do first. And then you do addition or subtraction. So again, whichever would come first, if you have both in the same problem, going left to right, you do that first. Okay? So obviously, we'll work through this one together a little bit, and then you'll finish it. Obviously, we're going to do the parentheses first because we know that is our first order of operation. Okay? So I would do that first. That's going to give me a number here. Okay, then remember, one of the most important things when we're solving these problems is rewriting the problem after each step. So then I would say divide by 4 times 7. Okay? So then obviously you're going to have this number. I'm also going to put a question mark now because you need to solve that. 19 minus 3 you can do. You're going to have that number, divide by 4 times 7. So again, we know if we have division and multiplication in the same problem, which is when we went back up here. When we have these two in the same problem, we do whichever one comes first, going left to right. So going left to right, my division's first, so then I would do that step next. Okay? And then again, whatever that number would be, there you go. Whatever number that is, I then rewrite the last step, and then that would give me my last step, which would give me my answer. Okay, so just follow your order of operations. Make sure you rewrite the steps, kind of like I did in this problem, each time you solve part of the problem. Okay. All right, let's go back to the review sheet number 3. It's just a basic multiplication problem. 9,622 times 3. Now I know that you've learned you learned a new way this year. You can do it the standard algorithm way, the way that you knew coming into this year, or you can do it the area way, using the area model. Let's just take a quick look at that. Okay. So the area model, we know the number is 9,622 times 3. Okay, and if I want to do it the area model, I'll help you set it up, and then you can solve it. Okay, so again, I'm going to have my 3 here, and since I only have one digit, that's all I need to worry about. Now I'm going to write 9,622 in expanded form. So my first box will be 9,000. Okay, my next will be the 6 represents 600. The 10 represents 20. And then the 1s, I have 2 of those. Okay, so again, this is just a review. If you choose to do it using the area model, go ahead and do it this way. Don't forget, once you have all these numbers in here, you have to add them up at the end. Okay, so after you get all 4 of those numbers, you will then add them together. Don't forget that step. Okay, and just a quick reminder, we'll do the first one together. I don't have to figure out 3 times 9,000. Okay, that would be complicated. So to make it easier, I just say 3 times 9. That's a basic fact. 3 times 9, that's 27. And then I just add the number of zeros left, which is 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you can do that way, do the others the same way. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, it says, which has a value 100 times greater than 3 thousandths. Okay, 3 thousandths. So let's look at this one. Okay, so I have the number 3 thousandths here. This is something we're going to be learning this week. It's very similar to what we've already gone over with place value, but this time it's just with a decimal. So this represents the tenths place, this 0 represents the hundredths, and this 3 represents the thousandths. Okay, so I'm looking for a number that is 100 times greater. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my jumps that we did earlier for place value. So I'm going to go back to those. It's the same concept. So I'm going to start here, and I know from here to here would be times 10. Okay, and then I'm going to go from here to here, and that's also times 10. And I know 10 times 10 is 100. So again, the question was, which number would be 100 times greater than 3 thousandths? So in that case, you know your answer is going to be right here. Okay, so your choices are 3 hundredths, that's letter A. Let's go back here and look. Your choices are 3 hundredths, 3 tenths, the whole number 30, or the whole number 300. Okay? So again, since we're dealing with decimals in this problem, we already did the work here. We did 2 jumps, and that would land us right here in the tenths place. Okay? So in this problem, the answer would be 3 tenths. 3 tenths, which should be letter B. Okay? Don't forget to show your work using the jumps, and we'll be covering decimals more this week. And let's look at number 5, the last problem. It says shade the following rectangles to show this multiplication problem and write the answer on the line. So your multiplication problem is 5 times 1/4. Okay, so let's look at this one. So we have 5 times 1/4. They want us to shade in the number of rectangles for this answer. Okay, so I know 1/4 is what they're telling me I need to do, and I need to do that 5 times. Okay, so these are broken up into fourths, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to shade in 1/4 of those, and I'm going to do it 5 times. So this would be 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and then 5 times. Okay? So over here, when I write my answer, I am going to count the number that I colored in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That number goes on top, which is my numerator, and the denominator stays the same, which will be 4. Okay? We can also write this as a whole number. Okay, a whole number. So I have two sets here, right? So the first one, I colored in the entire whole. Okay, so that would represent one whole. Now this one, I still have a fraction. I still have a fraction here. I didn't color in every single box. Okay, so that's a fraction, and then I just look at the fraction. How many did I color in? 1. How many are there total? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 1/4 would be the whole number. These two numbers are the exact same. Okay, this is written as an improper fraction. This is written as a mixed number. Mixed meaning I have a whole number, which is the 1, combined with a fraction. Okay? All right, if you need to, make sure you show your work. If you need to go back and look at these again, go ahead and go back. You can pause it because the numbers on the back will replicate the numbers that we just covered here on the front.